Hey everybody, welcome to Exponents Part 1. We will be doing more exponent stuff later in the year, but we just got a few lessons at this point. This is actually a pretty deep concept, but we're just going to show you the how and the why we can explain in class later. So the rule is anything to a 0th power equals 1. So anything that is being raised to the 0 equals 1. So 4 to the 0 is 1. X to the 0 is 1. All this stuff inside the parentheses is all being raised to the 0th power, so it equals 1. Also copy this example. So when you have it set up like this, only the y has the 0 exponent applied to it. So only the y is simplified to a 1. So we still have the 3x squared, now times 1 equals 3x squared. For the negative exponent rule, again, we can give you the y in class, but the way it works is anything with a negative exponent goes to the other side, or the other level of the vinculum. Oh, yeah, notice dirt. There we go. So also, if you have something 1 over it, something to the negative, or basically if you get something to the negative power on the bottom of the fraction, it goes to the top. So this would be 1/4. Now, if you have something like 4 to the negative 2, you cannot multiply those. You cannot even evaluate this at all until you have simplified it like this. Now that I've moved it and I have a positive exponent, I can then square the 4. You cannot evaluate it until you have done that step. Now I can do 1 over 4 squared. 4 squared is 16, so I got 1 over 16. Here, it's just 1 over x. On the next example, 7, only the x has the negative exponent, so it's the only thing that moves. The y stays on the bottom, and the x squared goes down. Really, there was like a coefficient of 1 that we don't typically write out there, but there's a 1 left on the top. So that is that simplified. Next is, when you move the variable to the other side of the exponent, the sign changes as well. So when I move the x to the negative 2 down, it was now an x to a positive 2. All right, so notice I flipped the inside here. X is now on the bottom and y is now on the top. That's the easiest way to deal with a negative exponent outside the parentheses. Also copy this example down so you see this. All right, so now we have a few negative exponents, a few things without exponents. The negative 2 only applies to the x, so it goes down. The negative 3 only applies to the y, not the z. So it goes to the top. Only the y goes to the top with its 3, not the z. And this gives us that final simplified. Go back, rewatch, re-listen if you got to. See you next class.